Time for us to head back to the voicemail of Truth and Reason. This one on Nick Chubb in the NFL's top 100. Chubb was ranked 26th, fourth-ranked linebacker, or running back, rather.
Hi, James Tyler here. I'm watching you guys talking about the NFL's list and Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb, he averages 10 yards a carry in the fourth quarter when the game's on the line. No other running back did that. I don't know. I think that I don't think there's three other running backs in the league that are better than him.
And Hayden, I could understand where a fan would say Nick Chubb's the best running back. I also could understand where you would say Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, or Delvin Cook. Those are the three that are ahead of him on the top 100. I think there are things that each of them do well, and anybody could make a case for any of those four being the best running back in the NFL.
Yeah, I think that part of the problem with Nick Chubb, and it's not a problem, obviously, but Nick Chubb has the best offensive line out of that group. I think Nick Chubb has the best backup out of that group. So I think that takes away from him a little bit when it shouldn't. Nick Chubb is obviously one of the most tremendous players in the NFL, not only from a production standpoint, from a talent standpoint, from a just an all-around standpoint. I think that when you look at the way that he goes about it, he just goes under the radar because he is just so quiet and so about the work, doesn't celebrate, not really into nicknames, not really into that kind of stuff, just goes about his business under the guise of darkness. And kind of like the Batman, he kind of works in darkness like the Batman. Doesn't need the bright light on him, doesn't need the spotlight on him, but can just go under the radar, which is so cool, which what Cleveland loves. They love to see that. So I think Cleveland is fine with them flying under the radar, like a guy like Nick Chubb, because again, he's going to go out there and he's going to prove people wrong. And I think, again, at the end of the day, I think he is one of the best three running backs in the league. But I think he'll take it as a chip on his shoulder that other guys are ranked ahead of him. He won't say anything about it, but he will, just do the work, put in the work, and come out and have another great season.
And it's important to note, as far as all the statistics in that go, and that's what a lot of those are based on, the fact that he shares carries with Kareem Hunt kind of works against him, but it will prolong his career because he's not taking the physical pounding that a guy like Derrick Henry has taken. And I just think long-term that's important to remember.
Yeah, I think that both of those guys bring the best out of each other. I think that Nick Chubb brings the best out of Kareem Hunt. I think Kareem Hunt brings the best out of Nick Chubb. I think they're the best when they're together. Thunder and lightning, whatever you want to call it, they really do bring out the best of one another, because when Nick Chubb needs a second, you don't get a break if you're a defense. You got to face Kareem Hunt. You got to face a guy who's super versatile out of the backfield. When Kareem Hunt's not in the game, then you got to go back to Nick Chubb, a guy who can run you over, a guy who's going to find the hole, a guy who's going to be patient, and who's going to move his legs really, really well. So they definitely can spell each other. I think that they're both very big advocates of each other. They're not worried about the numbers. They're not worried about who gets to touch the ball more. I think they're worried about the team and winning. And that's why I say they're a perfect combination. And if Cleveland can keep them together for the next 7, 8 years, and even maybe next 4 years, you never know, the NFL shelf life is short. I think it would be tremendous for both of them and for the Browns as a whole.